This is Brian Tarian from the Disability Digest. If you have found that you do not have enough work credits for Social Security disability, I've got some encouraging news for you in this conversation with Edwin that you're about to listen to. Or if you're somebody that is already on their Social Security disability and is thinking about going back to work, you could also find this beneficial. So Edwin's situation is he hadn't worked and paid enough taxes to generate a disability check. He went back to work with the assistance of the Social Security's Ticket to Work program. He had his income from his regular job and a monthly cash incentive for being back to work on the Ticket to Work program. So he financially was able to take advantage of both of those income streams and worked enough to restore his Social Security disability credits. So in the event that he's not able to work anymore, he can collect his disability check. So it's an encouraging story. At the end of the video, just a heads up, there'll be directions to learn more about how you can get involved or get started or explore the Ticket to Work program. Enjoy.
I've been doing this since 2006, and you are the first person, Edwin, that I've met that has gone on to the Ticket to Work program, and we have 100, I don't know, now 187,000 members. So first of all, I want to congratulate you. Can I ask you a few questions about it?
Sure.
So you got the ticket, you went right back to work full time?
I got the ticket probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I went back to work at a car dealership. But part of my what qualifies me as being disabled is one, I have HIV. Two, it's some psychiatric issues, depression, agoraphobia, anxiety, all that, PTSD, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to work. It was for a car dealership, and I just wasn't able to do it. There were too many people. It was just too much pressure. I was pretty close to going back to street drugs, but I didn't do that.
Good for you.
So I left that job, and I guess I was out maybe a year and a half collecting the SSI check. And then I was offered another job, which is where I'm at currently, with a nonprofit here in Melbourne. We have these undisclosed safe houses for women and kids that are being abused, and I do their property management. I've been there January was a year, so I'm coming up on 2 years. And it's been going well. I am still under the Ticket to Work program. SSI, of course, I'm still enrolled in SSI, but because I have sufficient income, I don't receive a check. But I'm on Ticket to Work, and I think their benefit is like $175 a month or something like that.
So the Ticket to Work program pays you $175 a month plus whatever you can make when you're working.
Yes, sir. I'm working full time, so I'm doing better.
That's good. Good for you. So, all right. So let's see. Are there any other criteria that they ask of you that while you're working on the Ticket to Work program to report or like?
Yes, sir. I have to send them my pay stubs each month. I believe you have to make over like $1,100 a month, something like that, gross. And then I have to send them receipts showing that a certain amount of money is work-related. So they had one of their doctors spoke with me, and because of the mileage, which is 51 miles each way, she said I wouldn't have to submit any more receipts, that they would just take that and go forward with it.
Okay.
So right now, all I have to send them anymore is check stubs.
Okay. So now, if you are unable to work again, and your income stops, the Ticket to Work program, and I don't know that much about it, frankly, because no one's ever really gotten on it. You get your benefits back at a certain period of time, or is that window of opportunity passed, or how's that work?
Yeah, the way the Ticket to Work program works is that I want to say it's a 6-year program, but I could be completely wrong there. And if I'm on SSI, for example, I remain on SSI. I continue to get Medicaid. I just don't get an SSI check. If at some point I'm no longer able to work, I can meet, because I'm already enrolled in SSI, I can notify them, and they say that they'll put me right back on sending me the check once they receive notification.
Okay, so you would go from, let's say you're making, I'm just use this as an example, you're making $1,500 a month working, and you're not able to work anymore, and so for an SSI candidate, you would get the 772, or, you know, if there's any offsets, you'd get that check back.
I wouldn't get it retroactive, but yeah, they would begin paying me again. It's my understanding.
Yeah, mine as well. Mine as well. So to get, for working, Edwin, at different companies, you need to find companies that are Ticket to Work, that accept the Ticket to Work program?
No, sir. No, sir. It's just as long as I'm receiving pay stubs, and I think they have to be taken. You know, it can't be under the table. They have to be taking out taxes. But with that, they've never given me companies that I can work for. So I'll send the pay stubs, and they've come through. This is actually the fourth employer I've had since becoming disabled, and they've accepted all of them with no question.
Okay, so is there any extra responsibility on the employer's part?
No, so they don't even know I'm on it.
They don't, yeah.
No.
See, this is really cool because there's a lot, we experience, you know, a significant number of people that come here in similar situations like you, Edwin, that don't have enough work credits, or just like, right, they're just close. So, yeah, I'm just thinking it through, that that's cool that you've been able to take advantage of it. So your deal was, you were, just to make sure I understand, you were on SSI, you didn't have enough work credits for Social Security, you're able to go back to work on the Ticket to Work program so that you have the security, if something goes wrong, you can at least go back to SSI.
That's correct.
Could I share your experience, like audio snippets from our conversation, with others that are in your similar situation? I'd keep it generic. No one would know your last name, where you live, or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
You don't?
I've got to believe that I'm not the only one on the planet for this.
So I don't know about the Ticket to Work. You're the only one on my planet that I know that has successfully done it. But I'm just thinking that this could be a great strategy for people to go, even if they're not on SSI, go pursue it, get on it, go get Ticket to Work program for the security of getting back on it easily. Yeah, so on that note, how did you first learn about the Ticket to Work program and then end up on it?
Yeah, back first, when I first became disabled in my county, which is Brevard County, Florida, they had a caseworker type individual that I met with. He shared it with me. They no longer have that service, but he shared it with me, and there's a list, probably at that time, there's probably different. They call them employer, there's a name for that type of Ticket to Work. Employer Network, I think is what they called it. But there was a ton of them, and there were most of them did not provide a cash benefit. They provided job training, resume writing, things of that nature. But since I already had a job when I joined, I chose one that just pays you a cash benefit, which is called AA Take Charge.
AA Take Charge. So help me understand this again. When you said you chose that is the type of ticket to work program that you chose?
Yes, sir. There was a long list of organizations all over the country that are in this employment incentive network or whatever they call it.
Yes.
And it was my choice which one I wanted to go with. Again, because I, at that time, already had a job, I didn't need resumes and job training and all that business, so I went with one, and it seems like there was only one or two that paid you a cash benefit as opposed to vocational training.
Okay, and that's where they triggered the 175 then, right? A month?
That's correct. It used to be about, well, it used to be, I think, closer to 275, but they have cut it back.
So, I mean, I'm just thinking, yeah, I mean, so you get your job, and just because you're on the ticket program, you get paid 175, and is it from this company, this AA Take Charge company?
Yes, it's directly from them. I send them what they've told me. I send them the pay. I send it to Social Security for Social Security to approve it, and I'm imagining that Social Security sends them something more than 175 for managing the program, and then the check comes directly from Take Charge. Another benefit of the program is supposed to be that during that 6-year time, as long as you have an active ticket, you're not subject to a medical review.
Yeah. I agree, Edwin, with your theory on the money chain is that the ticket-taking companies, or the ticket providers, I should say, are paid by Social Security to put people back to work, just like Voc Rehab is. And because you're able to maintain that, yeah, okay, all right, cool.